I'm going to expand a little on what Joe talked about way back when.
Robert Kennedy.
Yes.
Just to remind you guys.
Yes.
Not the graffiti. Kennedy.
I will be talking about the more famous Kennedy, John F.
Wow. Okay.
Ow, ow! So my research question was based off of Kennedy's inaugural speech, January 20th, 1961. Ow. And so my question was, why was John F. Kennedy's speech so powerful? And I was using the fantasy theme criticism from Ernest Borman. And I just think it was really important to understand why the speech was so powerful and like how others can like learn from it and benefit from his like use of words and all that kind of stuff. So just a little background on JFK. He was born May 29th, 1917. Wow, that was 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago. Wow, okay. In Brookline, Massachusetts, he served in the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate before becoming president on November 22nd, 1963. Then Kennedy was assassinated while riding in a motorcade in Dallas, Texas. But before that, Kennedy graduated from Harvard in 1940, and he joined the Navy after he was put into like a leadership position. And then he was sent to a ship around Japan, I think. Yeah. And like this Japanese ship came and like basically like blew up Kennedy's ship. Lots of people died. Kennedy received the Navy and the Marine Corps Medal for extreme heroic conduct, as well as the Purple Heart. He was then discharged and completed 3 terms of the House of Representatives. Married Jacqueline Bouvier, and then they got married September 12th, 1953, and then had 3 children. So a little bit of history behind the inauguration speech. April 30th, 1789, wow, at Federal Hall in New York City, George Washington gave the first inaugural speech in front of only 10,000 citizens. Since the first inaugural speech, there have been 56 inaugural speeches given, but the most motivational speech was the 35th inaugural speech given by John F. Kennedy in Washington, D.C. The speech is just to address the nation as the new president. George Washington gave the shortest speech, while William Henry Harrison gave the longest speech, lasting 2 hours. Wow. So the setting, so we're gonna do setting, application, setting and then the application, just to make it short, and conclusion a little bit. So the setting was, like I said, January 20th, 1961 in Washington, D.C. The inauguration had, like I said, hadn't always been in D.C. and just got switched to D.C. shortly before Kennedy's speech. So the main reason for the fantasy theme criticism and the symbolic convergence is bringing people together who hold shared values, and that's what John F. Kennedy did in his inaugural speech. He brought the people of America who are more patriotic than others, and then those who are not citizens of America, to accomplish the common goal, which was freedom. In his speech, his most famous line is, "Don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And then his next line is, "Citizens of the world, don't ask what America can do for you, but what you can do for America." And so he really just wanted to bring people of the world together and bring all of us as like allies, and showing that that we still want to be like a world leader, and that like we're gonna do what it takes to be a world leader. So those are basically just like the symbols he used for like liberation, and just like freedom and world power. So even though Kennedy isn't like making drama of any of his points or anything like that, he is rallying up his like group, the people who are listening to be more patriotic, to be more more freedom is, I guess. I don't know. And just to express his feelings on the subject of freedom, liberation, and patriotism. So in conclusion, I do think that Kennedy did very well in his speech. I think that it's important to know why he did so well, because he already had established his ethos, his credibility. But he also appealed to everyone's emotions by saying like things such as like people of citizens of the world and stuff like that. So he's making it more personal for everyone. Yeah. So I think that like further research could be done is to like go more in depth about like why it was so powerful, what made like what I said in my speech is that like they could do like a survey and like people who like voted or who voted and then who was able to like comprehend what the speech and what it meant should just be asked a couple questions like why was it so good, like how did it make you feel and stuff like that. And I also think another like deeper research could be like a criticism